The pregnancy is going great. I feel absolutely wonderful. The belly is getting bigger every day, and it's pretty easy at this point. I honestly feel like the last 9 weeks have almost been in fast forward. They've gone really fast, and I just don't know quite where the time is going. So we are over the halfway point, and it's just going great. I feel wonderful. One really exciting thing that happened in the last 9 weeks was the big 20-week milestone appointment. It's the one where they do the big anatomy check. We had the great opportunity to have our intended parents in town for that appointment. Intended parents usually try to make that one because it is such kind of the milestone where they do the full anatomy check of the baby, and it's a big check to make sure, baby's growth is on point. So our intended parents were able to fly in town for that appointment with their son. Most of the weekend while they were here, we just had fun hanging out. It was like spending a weekend with old friends. We got to show them Albuquerque and, kind of very New Mexico type of things. Got to show them things with Albuquerque that are really different than a lot of other places in the country. Very Southwest kind of tourist, attractions, very iconic. Plus we got to feed them a lot of really good New Mexico food while they were here. So I think that they got to enjoy seeing a different part of the country. Their son and my daughters were just absolutely the most adorable people in the planet. It acted like they had known each other since birth, from the time they met at the airports. My oldest and their son were just side by side the entire weekend, and you couldn't separate them without hearing complaints from both sides. So I really am grateful to Tina and the surrogacy experience for how well of a job they did matching. I could not imagine going through this process with anybody else. And weekends like we had just show how much effort that Tina puts into making sure that you're matched with people that you're really going to align well with. Like I said, it's kind of like old friends at this point. And it's crazy to think that even a year ago, we didn't know their names, we didn't know a profile, we hadn't seen or heard or talked to them. So it's just amazing what kind of friendship you can form so fast. So I really thank you, Tina, for matching me with great people. So like I said, most of the weekend we just had a blast hanging out, doing fun things, but it wasn't all pleasure. There was some business. Like I said, it was the 20-week ultrasound and appointment. We were able to send my kids off to school. So the intended parents, their son, my husband and I, had a big party at the doctor's office and did the 20-week ultrasound, and everything just looked perfect. Baby Jelly Bean is healthy. Everything they looked for was, they can rule out at this stage. They did. Growth was normal, slightly above where they expected. Not enough to change the due date, just enough to show that Jelly Bean is growing, right on track. The bump and all the different weekly emails that you get, Jelly Bean's been measuring just slightly bigger than those the entire way. So it's been nice to track the growth and see how much my belly is getting bigger in comparison to, this week we have a size of a papaya. So Jelly Bean's not much of a jelly bean anymore. We also, while they were here, had a meeting with the hospital that I will be delivering at. It's the hospital that I have delivered both my kids at, plus it's the hospital system that I actually work for. So it has a lot of meaning to me and my family, because not only have I had really good experiences there, but I'm also an employee who has a lot of emotional investment with making sure that we give the intended parents the best experience. The meeting that we had was with the manager of what we call the Her Center. She's the one who's actually been helping to organize all the parties and get questions answered. The resource center, they also employ all of the doulas, the lactation consultants, and they also do all the classes and tours and things like that. Our meeting also included the manager of labor and delivery, the manager of the postpartum unit, and the manager of the NICU. We spent about an hour kind of talking through different hospital policies, things that would be impacted with a unique delivery such as ours. It's very different. New Mexico has a lot of adoptions, which the parents get parental rights at 48 hours, which a lot of times with the natural, vaginal delivery, you're already discharged by that point. With a surrogacy, with no genetic ties to the baby, the parents get parental rights at time of birth. So it changes some things with the hospital admission, such as who gets ID bands to match the baby? What do we do about breast milk sharing since the baby is not mine? How many rooms do we get? Can the parents stay? Who can, making sure we have the right consents on file? What do we need to have on place in case the parents aren't in town and I deliver early, which hopefully is not going to happen because Jelly Bean's going to stay in place. But it was really great to be able to talk through all those intricacies in the process with the hospital, and knowing that, they want to make sure that not only my husband and I have a good experience, but that the intended parents have a great experience. And also this hospital is also kind of using it as a way to kind of set some protocols for future surrogates. So we kind of can set the standard so that other people have great experiences as well. So like I said, it was a lot of fun, a little bit of work thrown in, but that's kind of how we're doing at this point. We're cruising along. My big things that I got to do is just doctor's appointments and the routine blood work. And then I am starting the process of setting up my kind of short-term disability and FMLA for my work for when I deliver. The parent's attorney is working on all the parentage orders to make sure they have the parental rights set in place for the state of New Mexico. And I'm sure the parents are just crazy trying to figure out everything they need to do to get ready for a baby. So it's busy for all of us. But there you have it, 22 weeks. We're past the halfway point. Baby's looking great. I'm feeling great. And we are just having a blast going on this journey with our intended parents. I appreciate you watching my slightly longer video to catch everyone up. I promise I will try to do another video much sooner than 9 weeks. So hopefully you'll be hearing from me soon. Have a great night, everyone.